Good morning children, I am Sarkaisis. Now I am going to teach you MTP or induced abortion. MTP, full form of MTP is medical termination of pregnancy. Actually MTP means the intentional or voluntary termination of pregnancy before full term. This MTP is legalized by the government to avoid the misuse. And MTP can be done in the following situation. So, if the situation when the contraceptives are failed or the failure of contraceptives, that we can write. When there is a failure of contraceptives used, the MTP can be done. Okay, and the second situation is when continued pregnancy is harmful to mother or to the fetus or to both, the MTP can be done. So these are the two situations under which the MTP is advised. MTP means medical termination of pregnancy. It is the intentional termination of pregnancy before full term of the fetus. Is it clear? MTP. And now next we can see the drawbacks of MTP. The first drawback of MTP is MTP cause emotional, religious, ethical and social issues. So the first drawback, MTP has raised emotional, ethical and religious and social issues. Okay, so MTP has raised emotional, religious, ethical and social issues. And the second drawback is most of the MTPs are illegally done by the unqualified quacks. Okay, so most MTP are done illegally by unqualified quacks. So this is another drawback of MTP. So is it clear about the drawback of MTP? And the third drawback is the misuse of amniocentesis. I taught you about amniocentesis. So amniocentesis is misused to determine the sex of the fetus. If it is found to be female fetus, it is followed by MTP, and that is very harmful to the mother. Okay. So misuse of amniocentesis for female feticide. So these are the three drawbacks of MTP. Is it clear about MTP drawbacks? Now we can see the remedies from MTP. So the remedies are effective counseling to avoid unprotected copulation. That is the first remedy. Effective counseling to avoid unprotected coitus or copulation. Okay. And second remedy is make awareness about the risk factors in regards to the illegal abortion. So make awareness of the risk factors of illegal abortions. remedy is to provide healthcare facilities to avoid the illegal abortions. Provide healthcare facilities to avoid illegal abortions. Is it clear about the remedies from MTP? These are the 3 remedies from MTP. Next we can see STDs. STDs you already learned in 10th standard. What is meant by STD? Sexually transmitted diseases. So, sexually transmitted diseases, that is STDs. And the sexually transmitted diseases means the diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse. And these diseases or infections which are transmitted through sexual intercourse are collectively called sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases, or venereal diseases, or we can say a reproductive tract infection. A reproductive tract infections. So RTI, and here VD. This is STDs. Okay. So the sexually transmitted diseases or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections means the infections or diseases which are transmitted through sexual intercourse. Is it clear? Now we can see which are the STDs. Example. The main STD we learned in 10th standard, that is HIV. HIV is the causative organism AIDS. Okay, AIDS causative organism HIV, human immunovirus, and AIDS full form acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, that is AIDS. And another example for STD, gonorrhea, then genital herpes, then chlamydiasis, then genital warts, etc. Trichomoniasis, so many are there. Trichomoniasis, then hepatitis B, so many STDs or venereal diseases or reproductive tract infections are there. And the early symptoms of these sexually transmitted diseases we can see. So here complications. Before complications, I'll tell you about the early symptoms of this STDs. The early symptoms are itching, then slight pain in the genital area, swelling in the genital area, and fluid discharge, and burning sensation also at the time of urination. So these are the early symptoms of STDs. So which are the early symptoms of STDs? First one, itching, then swelling and slight pain in the genital area, then fluid discharge, then burning sensation at the time of urination. Okay, now we can see what are the complications of STDs. What are the complications of RTI, or what are the complications of VD, venereal diseases? First complication is it causes infertility. Okay, and second complication is it causes abortion also. And third one, cancer of the reproductive tract. Cancer of the reproductive tract. And fourth complication is stillbirth. What is meant by stillbirth? That is birth of a dead fetus. Birth of dead fetus, that is called a stillbirth. And fifth one, ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy. Ectopic pregnancy means the implantation of the fertilized ovum outside the uterine cavity. That is called a ectopic pregnancy. Okay, that is very harmful. And sixth one is PID. PID means pelvic inflammatory pelvic inflammatory disease. So these are the major complications of STDs. So infertility, abortion, cancer of reproductive tract, stillbirth, that is the birth of dead fetus, then ectopic pregnancy, PID, pelvic inflammatory diseases. Okay, these are the complications of STD. And next we can see how we can prevent STDs or prevention of STDs. The first preventive measure is to avoid sexual contact with unknown partner or multiple partners. First preventive measure, avoid sexual contact with unknown partners or multiple partners. Okay. And the second preventive measure is always use condoms during coitus. Always use condoms to avoid STDs. And the third preventive measure or prevention is, in case of any doubt, go to a doctor for diagnosis and get complete treatment if diagnosed with the diseases. Is it clear? So the third preventive measure is, in case of doubt, go to a qualified doctor. Qualified doctor for early detection of diseases and get complete treatment if diagnosed with the disease. Okay, so these are the prevention of STDs. Okay, hope you understood everything about MTP and STDs. That's all for today.